The Broken Ring, This Marriage Will Fail Anyway, Chapter 53, Deception Exposed, Release Date, Recap and Spoilers. Sonora's devious plan to trick Carcel into intimacy with her while disguised as Ines has backfired. Her meddling has strained Carcel and Ines's already fragile relationship. That is the reason why fans of the series are really excited to find out what is going to happen next in the next The Broken Ring, This Marriage Will Fail Anyway, Chapter 53. Previously, Carcel confessed to Ines that he felt hurt when she kept an emotional distance from him. But Ines remained silent, unable to change her guarded nature stemming from past trauma. Ines's painful history has made her fearful of love and happiness to the point where she can't recognize it, even when it's right before her with Carcel. Will Ines finally be able to open up to Carcel? Or will he face heartbreak from her emotional walls? In the latest chapter, Ines walks into her bedroom and sees Carcel intimately holding Sonora's hand, not realizing it's actually Sonora in disguise. Ines silently turns and exits the room without a reaction. Carcel's heart sinks as Ines walks away wordlessly. He wonders if she even cares for him at all. Desperate for Ines to understand the misunderstanding, Carcel hurriedly goes after her to explain what transpired. The chapter ends on this emotional cliffhanger, leaving the fate of Carcel and Ines's already strained relationship uncertain. Will Ines finally confront her fears and open her heart to Carcel? Or will her traumatic past prevent her from finding love? The next chapter will continue to explore these questions. Recap and review: Carcel intercepts Ines as she tries to leave. Despite her refusing to speak with him, he carries her back to the bedroom. Ines protests they shouldn't argue with guests present, but Carcel says this will be brief. He instructs Ines to remain in bed until he returns. With Carcel distracted by Ines, Sonora has escaped. Carcel orders Arandra and Raul to search for her, framing Sonora as a thief caught sneaking into his room. As expected, Raul swiftly locates Sonora and passes along Carcel's message. Sonora's deception has been exposed. Carcel swiftly confronts the situation by separating Ines and sending his trusted allies to apprehend Sonora. Despite Ines wishing to avoid confrontation, Carcel insists on addressing the misunderstanding immediately. With Raul's aid, Carcel rapidly regains control. The full consequences of Sonora's schemes remain uncertain. Raul displays Sonora's earrings to the guests as evidence of her attempted deception. This sows distrust towards Sonora among those gathered. When Sonora tries proclaiming her innocence, Raul advises she quietly depart, hinting at further misdeeds of hers unknown to the guests. Returning to Ines, Carcel is surprised to find she obeyed his order to remain in bed. When asked why she didn't leave, Ines's glare tells all. Carcel suggests Ines be more selective with friends going forward, deeming Sonora unworthy of the title. He indicates Sonora's obvious desire for him should have been noticeable. Ines counters that were she to filter all female friends, she'd have barely any left, given Carcel's appeal. Sonora's scheming has been thwarted, and her reputation tarnished before the guests. Despite her attempts to exonerate herself, Raul leverages Carcel's authority to swiftly dispatch her from the premises. Meanwhile, Carcel and Ines warily reconnect, hints of tension and mistrust lingering in the air between them in the aftermath of Sonora's duplicity. Spoilers and expectations: Carcel asserts harmless admirers are acceptable, but extreme cases like Sonora are concerning. He wonders if Ines was already aware of Sonora yet still didn't deter her. This notion arises as Ines has never truly cared for him. Ines apologizes that her guest caused embarrassment, claiming she'd never knowingly allow such disrespect. She adds Carcel has many admirers, making it futile to be preoccupied with them all. Carcel feels Ines treats him like a pet to be tamed, unlike how he'd react with lethal force if their positions were reversed. Release date: The upcoming The Broken Ring, This Marriage Will Fail Anyway, Chapter 53 is scheduled to be out for the fans to read on November 24, 2023.